Time for a bathroom movie review and action. Alright, I guess it's the year for the old dudes to come out of retirement and do some fast-paced, dangerous sports. With F1 coming out later this month, starring Brad Pitt as a Formula One driver, and Last Rodeo, which came out last week, that seems to be the trope. Who knows, maybe at this rate we'll get Sylvester Stallone in a rematch against Creed. Well, Creed's son, Michael B. Jordan. Hey Creed, don't go easy on me because I'm 80, huh? I may just surprise... What? Adrian! Alright, so The Last Rodeo, a film directed by Jon Avnet and written by Neal Mcdonough, who also stars as the lead in this film. This was actually a passion project for Neal, so good for you, Neal. You got it made. The premise is simple. Our main man Neal plays Joe Wainwright, a retired professional bull rider who's living a simpler life now as, well actually I don't know what he's doing besides being a cowboy, hanging out with his grandson a lot. Well, one scene does show him doing some farrier work, so there's that. For you non-country folk out there, a farrier is someone who trims up your horse's hooves and makes them look all nice. But anyways, Joe is scrimping by. He has a strained relationship with his daughter Sally, but a great relationship with her son and his grandson Cody. But Sally is nervous about Cody wanting to follow in his grandfather's footsteps and become a bull rider himself. Well, the story really kicks off when his grandson Cody gets sick, and there's only one thing Joe can do. Enter a high-stakes bull riding competition that's open to retired bull riders, as well as the current professionals, and try to win $750,000 to pay for his grandson's surgery. This is all being put on by the PBR, and Joe was invited months prior, and now he's doing it. Once again, for all you city folk, PBR means professional bull riders. So, will Joe be able to win that money? Will he last 8 seconds in a bull in his 50s? Or will he get gored by a bull? I don't know. How about you watch the movie and find out for yourself, partner? Bang, 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 bang! Alright, so how did I feel about this film? That's kind of a hard one to answer. I won't lie to you. It felt very cheesy a lot of the time. Almost like a straight-to-ABC family movie back when that was a thing. Maybe it is a thing still. The age of streaming, how it's changed us. Or you could look at it as a slightly better version of a Hallmark movie. Don't worry, Mom. I still like watching Hallmark with you at Christmas. Cowboys also respect their mothers. Unless their mothers suck. But my mom doesn't. Nah, you guys should still respect your mom. All that being said, I am also a sucker for uplifting films and bull riding. And Neal Mcdonough. Some of that may be because I'm an ex-bull rider myself. 4-time bull rider, 1-time 8-second champion. Woo! Yeah. Here's the thing, while this film is pretty cheesy at times, it also has some really strong points, and it still is a good film and very uplifting, and it's a film of faith, hope, family, forgiveness, and connecting and healing relationships, whether it's blood or friendship. We used to have a lot of these films back in the day. Way back, we had It's a Wonderful Life, then we had Rudy, Chariots of Fire, Remember the Titans, but it seems like the time for these movies kind of died after the early 2000s, with just the occasional one popping up every now and then. So even though this film is a lower budget film, since Hollywood has seemed to move away from films like this, come on Hollywood, get it together. But as I was saying, regardless of the flaws, I still enjoyed this film, and I think it's worth a watch. That being said, let's talk about the flaws. I swear, the director was going for a very robotic feel with this film, or at least it seemed that way. Alright guys, act, but not too much. Just, try this, Cody, when you're talking to your pa. You rode bulls, Grandpa, so I will too. Or Sally, you tell your dad, I don't want Cody on no balls. Yeah. And I will say this, Neal Mcdonough usually shows a little more character than he did in this film, which I get, his character is more quiet, but I don't think all the actors are just bad in this film. I think it probably goes up to the director and the direction they were given. Even great actors can seem subpar when the direction they're given is subpar. And the dialogue. It was dialogue. Definitely felt like dialogue at times. And there's a few shots where there is a green screen situation going on. They're in a plane or driving a car, and it definitely looked like something out of the 60s. I mean, you have Neal Mcdonough driving along with his buddy. The background, you see some cars, looks pretty cheesy. But then you have him on the steering wheel all tough, cowboyed up, just, yeah. Because everybody drives like that, just shakes the steering wheel the whole time. Oh, and there's a really good training montage. They had a good song. You see Neal get on a mechanical bull, falls off. Obviously, he's out of practice. So then he goes into a good old Rocky Balboa moment, but the farm version. He's punching hay, he's throwing stuff, and it goes on for a bit, and I'm like, this is sweet. So I'm thinking, give this a month or two, he's gonna be ready to ride those bulls. Then right after the montage, you find out, oh yeah, the competition's in 3 days. I guess we're throwing in some crazy anime Super Saiyan logic. He's gonna rise to the occasion because plot. I don't know about you, but that seems like some bull. Guys, relax. I'm keeping this video clean. I was just saying there's a lot of bulls in this film. To be fair, trying to save the loved one and riding bulls, that makes for a big adrenaline rush, so I get why he'd be a little better when he's actually riding them. Alright, now to what I liked about this film. The bull riding scenes were awesome. They brought out some actual professional bull riders to play some of the characters, which may explain why they felt a little robotic, but all the bull scenes got me hyped. Joe's best friend in the film is Charlie Williams, and I love this guy. He's just super cowboy, makes a lot of dry jokes, pokes a lot of fun at Joe, and he's just a good old Bible-loving comrade. And he plays a big role in Joe overcoming some trauma, moving on, and he's just a good friend. Then we also have the villain from Happy Gilmore in this film, Christopher McDonald. I actually haven't seen him in a lot of movies, but he did great in Happy Gilmore, and he was in that forgotten Leave It to Beaver movie, but it was still cool. And the messages in this film are fantastic. All that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video by giving The Last Rodeo a 6 out of 10. This film is not flushable. Yeah, it's cheesy at times, but I cannot dog on an uplifting film. I'd say it's worth watching once. Probably not in the theater, but if you're like me and want to support uplifting films, go give it a watch. Spend the $10, or waste it at McDonald's, your choice. And remember partners, if you like bathrooms and you like movies, click below for more of both.